He's got a mic, and he's in a mood. Buckle up, Buttercup. You're listening to The Ron Van Dam Show on New England Broadcasting.
Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, good night. It's the Ron Van Dam Show.
Okay, that's enough.
Hold on tight. Things can get a bit weird, if you like that sort of thing.
Welcome to the program, ladies and gentlemen. Make yourself comfortable. This won't hurt too much. You know what binds us together as a human race? It's the fact that we all have allergies. Yeah, no, it's not all that we have 2 eyes and 2 ears and a mouth and we all put our pants on the same way over our heads. No, it's not that. It's that we all have allergies. I am suffering like a bastard. I'm telling you right now, man. I'm just... Flonase, Allegra, these are the names of my sisters. If I have any more children, first of all, kill me. And secondly, I'm going to name them after medical products, I think. Not enough people are named Flonase, which is actually a very, very nice name. It would be. We have a new daughter. What did you name your daughter? Flonase. Oh, what a nice, flowing kind of gentle name that is. I bet she's beautiful. Yes, but she has horrible allergies. Oh, I wonder why. Did you like that? That was a little theater for you, a little Ron theater for you. I was doing voices and recreating the whole Flonase thing. I know. Thank you very much. Thank you. Talent? You bet. Thank you. Thank you so much. You recognize talent when you see it. That is so endearing. I have a very interesting show for you today. I have an author coming up a little bit later in the program. She's fascinating. She's very funny. She's a funny lady. So we'll speak to her momentarily as we get into the program today. In the news, I don't know if you follow the news. You probably don't. You probably have better things to do, like eat a sandwich. Donald Trump, remember him? Oh my God, the name sounds so familiar. Wasn't he the president of was it Brazil? No, he was president of these particular states, and I shouldn't call a former president a douchebag, so I won't. But I could. But I won't. Apparently, last night, while Donald Trump was in the Trump Towers in Manhattan, the FBI raided Mar-a-Lago, which sounds like some type of weird Casablanca location. They raided his home, and I guess it's called a raid. They had search warrants from federal judges, etc. Let me tell you something. The FBI does not raid a home unless they have ironclad search warrants, especially if you're the FBI, and the unquestionable probability that the information you are looking for is sitting there in that place. Apparently, Donald Trump, again, you remember him. When he didn't become president, he loaded up, when he was finished becoming president, he loaded up his car with top secret information and took it home. The government said, you can't do that. As a matter of fact, that's the very thing, Donald, that you accused Hillary Clinton of doing, was taking top secret information and letting it leak on social media or in emails. Lock her up. Remember that, Donald? That whole thing, what a horrible thing to do. Well, Donald takes it a step further, but of course, nothing pertains to anything he does. He actually took the secret documents, and he actually took them home. So the government finds out about it and says, hey, that belongs to the government. Return them. He says, oh, I didn't know. But apparently he doesn't return all of them, and they know that, and he knows that, so they went to get them. See, there's a law. You can't do that. It's the very thing, Donald, with which you tried to put Hillary Clinton in jail for. You've done it like 500-fold here. Is it a prosecutable situation? I hope so. Because I'll tell you something about Trump, whether I like him or I don't, and you know how I feel about that. Nobody is above the law. And damn it, if there's one thing that is so unequal in this country, is that many people are above the law. If you got a subpoena to appear in court for any reason and you didn't show up, they'd come and get you with a warrant, and they'd slap your ass in jail, and there you would sit until you somehow made bail, which would be an amount that you're purposely not able to afford. However, if you're a government official and you do something wrong and you get a subpoena to appear in court, you can simply say, nah, I don't think so. And that's okay. No. If you have a lot of money and you happen to be rich, let's use that term, you can lawyer up and fight any charge that may come at you. You take your money and you pay for top lawyers, and, that's to you with all that money, that's not a big expense. And you fight it in court. If you don't have money, good luck to you. Bye-bye. Bye-bye. We'll see you in about 10 years. No, all men are not created equal. And women, by the way, are left out of that equation. You can get away with a lot of shit because you're not even mentioned. But all men are created equal. No. No, they're not. So when I see somebody thinking, like this Trump guy, thinking that, I'm above the law. I was a president. I can run for president again. They can't touch me. I simply pay for lawyers. I settle out of court because I have so much money. No, it's very different for me, says Donald Trump. Well, man, what I want to do is knock you down to size. Knock you down to the size of most of us are, where we all follow the rules, and this is why we have them. And that's it. And those of you that support Mr. Trump, you're not getting the point here. You're not kind of understanding what's going on. Or perhaps you're in the cult and just waiting for the spaceship to arrive to take you to the other planet. I guess that's part of it. And the world is flat, all that kind of stuff. All right, thank you for letting me pontificate. I'm not going to get into this again. I put in my application to become Pope. They don't get back to me. I take the time to fill out the application. Maybe, when on the application it says, what religion are you? I guess it's important to them to know that, to become the Pope. I guess that's the qualification. I always put down none, so I don't understand why they don't get back to me. Because I'd be great at that Pope stuff, man. Ooh, I'd be so good. I just step out on the balcony and just do my podcast and my radio show from the balcony. It's all, I pontificate anyway. I would love to do that. Not having to get up in the morning and wonder, what am I going to wear today? It's laid out for you, and it's the same damn thing every day. I like hats. I've lived my life in a bubble, so having a car with a bubble on it, not a big stretch for me. You have the job for the rest of your life or until you say, I want to spend more time with family. That's pretty good. That's a good job, man. You don't have to worry about them calling you to the office on a Monday morning, we're not happy with your performance and you suck, so bye. No, with Pope, they don't do that. You have people that follow you and surround you, and you live in a palace that is kind of its own country. It's a good gig, man. It's a good gig if you can get it. You can only get one at a time, though. They only have one pope at a time. Wasn't that a show on television? Oh, that was one day at a time. Oh, my God, I get them so confused sometimes. OMG. Yeah, I guess I'll never be pope. And then the day when you die, they actually send out smoke signals. Whoa, okay. Buy a cell phone. Seriously? Smoke signals? Whoa. A little antiquated, but I kind of like that. Kind of like old school. Yeah, I don't know. I guess I'll never be pope, so stop putting all my eggs in one basket. That's an odd phrase, isn't it? You know, when you concentrate too much on one thing and you just ignore everything else, somehow we get into the dairy situation where we're talking about eggs in a basket. I don't know how we got there. We have some strange analogies in our English language. You know, if it's not the first time you've done something, you say it's not my first rodeo. What that has to do with a rodeo, I have no idea. It's like everybody that goes to a rodeo, it was their first time. Well, anything you do for the first time is your first time. Why a rodeo? Why? Who goes to a rodeo? Nobody goes to a rodeo. Maybe someone goes to a rodeo the first time, but to go a second time and then sit there and say, this isn't my first rodeo, that's such an odd phrase. It's not my first ball game. It's not my first marriage. But it's not my first rodeo. How many people do you know that have actually been to a rodeo twice? 3 times? That doesn't exist, unless you're a professional rodeo clown. Wouldn't that be annoying? Wouldn't it be weird to put on all that clown makeup and then have a bull chase you down, and that's your job? Can you imagine being bludgeoned by a bull at a rodeo because you're the rodeo clown? You end up in the hospital, you're bleeding, you got horns coming out of your ribs, but you got your clown makeup on. That's a situation that I can't even fathom in my mind. How embarrassing can that be? How yin and yang is that? There's a lot of yin and a whole ton of yang. Anyway, I'm a little yin today. Later on, I hope to be a bit yang. Balance it out. Feng shui, can't spell it. I know what it means. Kind of doesn't matter. Unless you're into it. See, nothing really matters unless you're into it. But to get back to my original thought, which took place about 6 years ago, no one is above the law. And if you think you are, and you use your money and your power to catapult you above the law, which is where we're all below the law, you're above the law? No, I want to see you go down because of your freaking attitude. I'm sorry, but that's the way I feel. You can feel the way you want to feel. Look, if you like bologna, eat it. You know, I like bologna, but I'm not going to eat that shit. So, it's choices, man. It's choices. My guest is going to join us momentarily. She's a fascinating woman, and I think you'll find her fascinating as well. But before we enter into that realm of activity, we do have to play this short commercial break.
Give the gift that says, I love you. The gift that says, happy birthday. The gift that says, get well soon. The gift that says, you're the reason I went into the priesthood. The gift that says, congratulations on not getting indicted. The gift that says, I want to cover you in warm chocolate pudding. The gift that says, good luck in clown college. The gift that says, thanks for removing my unsightly wart. The gift that says, sorry about giving you food poisoning. The gift that says, I'll see you in hell. The gift that says, remember the good times we had in prison. The gift that says, I want to make sweet love to you on the white sand beaches of Rio while your hot cousin watches. The gift that says, thank you for the kidney. The gift that says you deserve all the best, but this will have to do. The gift that says, thanks, Jesus. Whatever you want to say, you can say it beautifully with a timeless gift from Phyllis Gorman's House of Macaroni Art on Route 94 just past the Rotary, across from Sweaty Palmer's Adult Emporium.
Diane Hunter joins us now. She's an author. Very interesting book called Oh Great, Another Vampire Book. First of all, I love the title. That's nice.
Thanks so much.
Yeah.
Thanks for having me.
That's a pleasure. It's a pleasure. What part of the country do you hail from?
I'm outside of Boston.
Oh, wave to me. Let me see if I can see you.
I'm waving right now.
Oh, okay. I guess not. All right. Yeah, we're outside of Boston as well, so there you go. Okay. What prompted you to write this book, which isn't really a vampire book indeed? It's kind of cloaked in social commentary, I believe. Am I accurate?
You are accurate, and it is amazing to be talking about it on the radio, being media, because a lot of the book is about making fun of media, or rather commenting on it.
Mm-hmm.
I wrote this book. It was about 2018. I'm going through a divorce, and I'm sitting in Starbucks on weekends drinking coffee.
Yeah.
And at the time, as you can recall, in 2018, on media and social media,
Yes.
there seemed to be more of a cultural divide going on.
Yes. There
And
was,
things
yes.
were getting really wacky.
Mm-hmm.
So it was a combination of wanting to discuss that. And also, I was just sitting in the coffee shop, and I was thinking about my favorite graphic novel by Alan Moore called The Watchmen. Have you ever read that one?
No, I haven't. Not me.
Oh, well, it has the main character, Dr. Manhattan. He's a gigantic blue man who essentially is able to change all metaphysical laws.
Mm-hmm.
So he becomes somewhat of a god figure. Like, he can float in the air.
Mm-hmm.
He can change the atomic structure of anything. And so I thought, just being a writer, what if something like that happened again? What if there was a new god? And then I thought, well, if there was, I wonder how media would react to it. And then my next thought naturally was, oh, and what if there were also vampires? I mean, that's just a natural chain
Yes.
of thinking.
Yes.
It's a typical writer's thing to do, a string of what ifs.
Yeah.
You know, keep in mind it's 5 o'clock in the morning and I'm sitting in Starbucks, so that's what happens.
I see. Well, thank God you weren't drinking. I mean, alcohol, it would have been a different book, perhaps.
That is true.
Yeah.
The drinks at Starbucks really aren't very good, though. The alcoholic ones.
You're socially not even into that. Okay. You know, back then in the year that you sat down and did this, things were in incredible upheaval all over the place, socially, politically, the whole bit.
Yeah, it's great that things are completely calm now.
Yeah,
No.
Nothing changed, right?
Exactly.
Yeah. So your book will live on in infamy, probably. Probably in 20 years, people go, yeah, this is still relevant. This is sure. She wrote this yesterday, right? It's probably going to I guess the term that I see that you've used are culture wars, which seems to like filter into everything these days. Is that where it all started?
Yes, I think that there's been an uptick in what people call woke politics or wokeism, cancer culture. You know, these are things that I talk about in the book. I address things like freedom of speech, how capital punishment should be handled, sustainability for the environment, and that was really the whole point of including vampires, because as you mentioned, it's not really a book about vampires. Rather, I use them as a vehicle just to discuss history. And since vampires are around so long, sustainability is obviously something that's important to them.
Right.
And it's just such a joy to write. It was so fun just to make fun of things.
It is. It's a book of satire, actually. That comments on our society, which is very easy to comment upon these days. But you kind of like have this satirical, comical background kind of thing going on.
I love comedians. I always have. Ever since I was a little kid, I remember watching Milton Berle on TV. You know, and I love Woody Allen, Mel Brooks, Judd Apatow, Jackie Mason, of course, Eddie Murphy. You know, I just love comedy, and this was just a great opportunity to write about comedy without actually having to do stand-up comedy, which I think was probably a lot more intimidating than writing about it.
Yes, it is. I did that for a while, and it is. Yeah.
Oh, okay. So you get it. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. I do. It's an interesting book in every sense of the word, and then to go the vampire route, because even that took over society for the longest time with TV shows and all the novels and novellas, as you said. That was also a part of like just getting to it's like binge watching or getting involved too much. Was that part of the vampire thing?
Yeah, I wanted to write about vampires because I actually don't even like vampire books that much. I'm not a huge fan. Like, I've read a few. Yeah. I really like Anne Rice's Interview with a Vampire, but I make fun of vampire literature in the book. Like, for example, the fact that they are sparkly and that so in media they seem to be always good looking. Yeah. You know, it's just kind of funny. Like, you never hear about like some fat schlubby vampire who has to pay rent and has a crappy job, right? True. For millennia.
That's true. They only want to suck blood, it seems. Yeah. Where does time-wise, time and place, where does this actually occur? Is it at a point in history? Did you go there, or where are we there as far as generation is concerned?
The book takes place in 2018, and the main character is a woman named Sarah Fielding. She's 19, and she studies journalism at Boston University. There's my in with talking about media there.
Well, this is actually feasible.
Yeah. So as far as like the historical aspects go, there are various vampires in it that, of course, are from different parts of history. And so I get to talk about them. Like, for example, one of them is named Larry, and he's from the classical age of ancient Greece. And he happened to be best friends with Epicurus, the philosopher. So, you know, one of Epicurus's main ideas was free speech. And so that factors into what was going on at the time.
Interesting.
He's also a fat vampire who has an eating disorder.
Oh, okay.
So there's my poking fun at all vampires being good looking.
Oh, man. Oh, my God. This isn't your first rodeo, as I understand it.
No, I have written other books, and you can see all my books on my website, DianeHunterAuthor.com.
Great.
And there's links for everything that I've written.
Cool.
And, yeah, I recommend that everyone buy these books if they want to be cool.
Yeah, that definitely would put you into the cool grouping, and it is
of course,
one of the reasons to buy the book. The other is that it's a damn good book, but you also want to be cool. You also want to be cool.
Yeah, I think it's very timely. I like to think of it as a book of our times. You know, just talking about the things that are bandied about nowadays, like toxic masculinity, which I actually make fun of as toxic femininity, and white privilege, you know, the use of gender pronouns.
Wow. You're hitting everything here.
Oh, yeah. I'm all over the place.
You're all over the place.
It was a lot of fun to write from different points of view of media, like CNN versus Fox, Breitbart, New York Times, you know, just how would these outlets react to a new god? You know, Sarah Fielding, my college student who studies journalism, she essentially becomes a new god.
Yeah.
So essentially, you know, there's a lot of misogyny that comes in too.
Well, yeah. Unfortunately, not everybody's going to look at everything the same way anymore. Even
true, which is why I make fun of everyone.
Yeah, well, you have to, and then that person always thinks you're making fun of the other one, but no, I'm making fun of you. Also,
yes, I try to be fair and balanced about it. You know, to borrow a term from Fox.
Yes, I was just going to say
because I'm not an ideologue. I really do make fun of everyone. People on the right, people on the left. You know, I reference people like Tucker Carlson. I do poke fun a little bit at Tucker Carlson. I do write a scene where Sarah makes him throw up on live TV.
I got to read this book.
But I'm somewhat of a Tucker apologist, though. He's not a bad guy.
Really? Okay.
Yeah, he's not a bad guy. He's like every other human being. He has his good points and his bad points.
He's just using a vehicle to get to the top. I guess.
Exactly. Yeah, the agenda that's given to him.
Yep.
Which he's at odds with.
Really? You think so? Do you know him?
Yeah. That's kind of how I see Tucker, because I think that, oddly, even though he is associated with being conservative, I think that Tucker is someone that comes up in the media every now and then as having an unpopular position on things. Recently, he talked about UFOs. You might find that interesting.
Yeah, somewhat.
Yeah, because a lot of people aren't bringing that up.
No, I mean, that's all. Well, see, that's like, it's a godlike kind of situation. Something that's beyond our level showing up, if that's the case, and already we're getting different responses. So
that'll be the next book.
Okay.
For sure.
And that was going to be my next question, because every time I have an author on the program, I always say, "What's next? What are you working on next?"
Oh, so this book, Oh Great, Another Vampire Book, is part of a satirical series. I'm calling it the Oh Great series. So next is Oh Great, Another Book About Jesus. After that, it's probably Oh Great, a superhero book. So the point is that I'm having fun with different genres.
That's
and
wonderful.
Making fun of, kind of respectfully having fun with different genres, not so much making fun of it.
Right. No, I get it.
Yeah, just as a lens to write about all the things that I want to talk about.
Yeah.
Because I'm an introverted writer who doesn't get out much.
So you are like a comedian where there's a line, and if you cross it, you got to be a little bit more careful, but you can still cross it. And that's
this is the way to get the comedy out without having to leave the house.
Exactly, and have people throw things at you.
Because I have 3 little boys. I'm a mom, essentially. That's the main thing.
Okay.
I have like 3 little boys.
All right. Well, congratulations there.
Well, thank you so much. Yeah. I hope that people like the book, and they can go to DianeHunterAuthor.com for links to buy, and to also read blogs where I write stuff about the ideas in the book.
Oh, so that's where the blogs are there as well, right?
Yes, I do blog.
Okay. Well, one more time, the book is called Oh Great, Another Vampire Book. I think you can remember that title. And one more time, Diane, the website.
DianeHunterAuthor.com.
Perfect. Hey, it's a pleasure speaking to you. I'm looking forward to the next book, and maybe we'll talk to you then. Well, that'll do it for me today. You've been wonderful. Look, I'm going to be back again tomorrow with a brand new show. And that's how it's going to go down. And you can join me, or you can't. One way or the other, whatever. It's whatever. Thank you to my guests. Thank you to you. And as always, I wish you peace.